Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Shay, your local numerologist. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share. Make sure you leave your experiences in the comments below. I love reading them all. And remember, as I go through this reading, happiness is the goal. So we're gonna do two cards again. All right, we're gonna pick that one. And let's pick one more. Let's make it a blue card. I'm trying to get this card. There we go. So we have 822. So we got a 3-digit number, 822. 8 and 4 is 12. That is one of my favorite numbers, okay? The number 12 is great, and I'm gonna say this again because it's your energy plus spirit supporting you, and then this idea of like this ultimate communication of who you want to be, what you're doing, what you want, all of those things, right? So let's talk about the number 8 as a number. It's about events, about karma, whereas 22 is this kind of connection with spirit, right? So I do feel like just right off the bat, this is definitely a good number, not only because 12 represents something that is so fantastic, but also so does 8 and 22 by themselves. They represent something great. So you guys, I think the main message here with 822 is to keep it moving, keep it going. The things that you are doing are going to play out in the correct way. So I do want you guys to keep in mind, just because you are on the right path, it doesn't mean spirit doesn't want you to learn, right? So sometimes when we are learning, we can run into kind of like these difficult roadblocks, right? I'm trying to think of an example. It's kind of like when people say like every setback is a major comeback, because just when you're on the right path, right, it doesn't mean that you won't have to stop at a red light just because you're going the right way. You will have to stop at the red light, right? And let's say you're headed in the right direction, you get to that red light and there's some accident there. That doesn't mean that you were headed the wrong way and that's why you saw the accident. The accident was something that was meant for you to see, meant for you to learn from, meant for you to build off of, meant for you to experience, so that you can move forward wiser, stronger, just having more knowledge in general, right? So I do think that that is a good thing. I just don't want you guys to be thrown off by negative events because sometimes that's just going to happen. Sometimes something negative is going to happen. It doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. It doesn't mean that you're negative. It's just that is what life is. You have to take the good with the bad. And you have to also understand that there would be no good without bad. We wouldn't be able to recognize it. So there's also this idea of appreciating the things that you know, your gifts and things that are coming towards you. Now, 22 is alignment with spirit. I also get 22 as this idea of thinking outside the box, because 22 just is a square to me. I just can't help it. In my mind, that's the shape that it takes on. So I do feel like there is going to be some kind of karma associated with your gifts. So this is an idea again to do everything that you can in your power to stay in alignment, with like fulfilling your destiny. Move forward in love, right? Love for yourself, love for others, love for the things that you want to do with your life, because 12 is kind of like this mastery number. So you have to know that in order to get spirit on your side, in order to get the support of spirit, not for you being like a human being and staying alive, but get their support in doing the things that you want to do it, you have to be doing the right thing, right? Spirit's not going to just support you because, you know, they love you, like they love you, but they're not just going to support you because of that. You know what I'm saying? They want you to move in the right direction. You guys have to remember a lot of your ancestors are going to become your descendants, right? Circle of life type thing. And they want to be set up for success. They just do. Pick some trinkets. I'm gonna pick two. One and two. Ooh, look, a little tennis racket. What is this? Some leaves. Is that like mistletoe? I know these are leaves, and I'm not sure what's the difference between that and mistletoe, but we got a tennis racket over here. I would assume this is a tennis racket. You know what? I never really cared for tennis because I wasn't good at it, and all of that bending down to get the ball, that always irritated me. Even when I was young, that always irritated me. I just could not get with it. But anyway, this is kind of reminding me of badminton too, right? So one thing about it that I'm getting from this little racket here is that it could be used for multiple things, right? Just looking at it right now, not I can't tell you what game it's for because I don't know, right? But I know that it's for a game that kind of like deals with you hitting something, right? And this racket is made for the air to pass through it so that you can swing as hard as you can. Okay, so there's an event that you may not necessarily have all the experience in, but Spirit is going to give you everything you need to come out swinging, right? So let's say, like this is mistletoe or leaves. Let's just go over it, right? Because leaves to me have always represented fire energy. When you look at the deck of, when you look at tarot, the wands always have like leaves attached to them. And the wands are all about action. The wands are about, it's the fire energy, right? That you need to move forward, to go forward, to basically achieve things. And I get that. And then this idea of mistletoe, it's so weird that I'm getting a lot of like Christmas themed trinkets. Like I didn't even know I had. But around Christmas time, you know, the mistletoe is that thing like, hey, if you get caught on the mistletoe, you're supposed to kiss the other person. I know it's missing a little something, but I can't help that it reminds me of the mistletoe, right? So it's kind of like this unconventional meeting of the minds. So this is supposed to help you come out swinging. And I'm saying keep an open mind, right? Because how I said, I never liked tennis to begin with. That ball bouncing everywhere irritated the hell out of me, irritated my soul. Badminton was okay because like once it hit the ground, it's not gonna keep moving and rolling and doing all that extra shit. Anyway, so you guys have to open your mind to the idea that this might not be as bad as you think, right? So there's an event coming up, and I also get this feeling like you feel like, okay, I'm gonna go to this event, and they're gonna want me to kiss ass, or they're gonna be kissing my ass. Again, keep an open mind. Also, don't do anything that makes you feel bad inside. I was going to say uncomfortable, but that's not what I mean, right? Because growth can be uncomfortable, but you don't want to do anything that makes you feel like you are kind of like going against your morals or your ethics. You don't want to do anything that equates to that because nothing good is going to come out of that. So keep an open mind. Whatever spirit is preparing you to come out swinging. I'm telling you, spirit is preparing you to just be the best at whatever this is. You have full support here. And so it's also going to be your responsibility to kind of like communicate these things, right? We got 10 of Wands here. And then we have 5 of Pentacles. So you guys are coming out of a pretty difficult period. I mean, looking at the 10 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, I can't deny that you guys have had some hard times, some difficult times, right? 15 comes to 6, but 15 is also the in tarot is the number of the devil, right? And so what that tells me is that you guys have had plenty of attachments that just have not been working for you. Like you guys may be attached to, with this, burdens, bills. You may be attached to physical things. It could be to people, or this idea that somebody is always gonna leave you holding the bag, or holding everything, or taking the fall for something that wasn't your fault. I do get the word blame is coming up for me as well. Okay. So I do think that's important to notice. So 5 of Pentacles is about being left out in the cold. And I feel like you guys have struggled with like your spiritual support in the past. And because of that, you kind of have this doubt about things going forward. And, you know, we've all been there. Because, you know, when you're doing the wrong thing in school, and you put all the wrong answers on the test, they're gonna fucking fail you, right? That doesn't mean your teacher doesn't care about you or doesn't want you to succeed. It just means you failed the test. So you can take that personally and blame everybody else, or you can look at the way you studied, the way you learn, and find a better way to do it. Ask for help. Whatever the case may be more intent on doing better, and being better for, you know, whatever it's worth. You know what I'm saying? For whatever it's worth. So we're gonna pick some cards here. Fortune telling cards, and see what we get. Got another 10 journey. I do feel like I feel like you guys are on a huge journey right now, and this is something that has been kind of on the difficult side of things. Just because as humans we are really used to living a certain type of way, even if it's bad. So going on new journeys can be hard, right? We got 8, which is the coffin, which is death. Look, y'all, we got 12. When I tell y'all, Spirit does not fucking miss. Does not miss, right? And one thing about this card, this is about, the card literally represents messages, right? But one, I'm getting missed messages, right? So this is kind of like Spirit has been supporting you, and you feel left out in the cold, but they have been sending you messages, and you need to work to kind of like maintain your intuition, right? So it's hard to maintain intuition when you never use it. If you ignore it all the time, if you find yourself never being able to quiet your mind, like meditation or anything like that, you will find it very, very difficult to get those messages that you need from Spirit. So we have the coffin, which is 8, which is death. I get kind of like, I get the removal of some kind of burden, right? And this has something to do with family. So we saw 6 earlier, right? 6 definitely does represent family a lot of times. But with this, I'm not even gonna lie, I don't know the name of who's in here, but I know I should. So let me look it up real quick. But when I'm holding the Ankh there, that is representative of family, right? And so it also represents an ending, which is also important, right? So let me get the name, because I feel like it'll be in here. Coffin is a painful change and transition. Okay. Let's see. You're in the, yeah. Anubis, yes, Anubis, right. I'm like, I know, I used to have a dog named Anubis, so that's wild. So, Anyway, I'm glad I read that. So we have Anubis holding the Ankh here. And I'm going to read up on Anubis because that is definitely interesting. So this is going to be a harsh transition. And it's not, listen, it's not because you're going to lose a bunch of shit you thought you cared about. It's literally going to be because you have a hard time removing yourself from things, whether they're toxic to you or not. And then on top of that, from what I can see, it looks like people just depend on you all the time, right? And you give in to that. You're like, okay, you can depend on me. But the issue with that is it's setting you back, right? Because you're doing all these things for other people, but when are you making time for yourself? And that's something that definitely needs to be acknowledged and realized and honestly taken care of. All right, so anyway, that is all I have for this number 822. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Remember, happiness is always the goal, and I will see you guys next time.